Welcome to the Intrazone Roadmap Pit Stop November 2024 edition. This is that bonus monthly show that answers those burning questions in your mind. What's rolling out now for SharePoint and related technology in Microsoft 365? I'm Mark Cashman, Senior Product Manager at Microsoft, here to help set that ongoing record straight. This month's review looks at everything that landed in November 2024 with a segment of audio from Maya Rodrig from the Microsoft Loop team summarizing Copilot Pages alongside BizChat. And since November was the same month that held court with Microsoft Ignite 2024, we'll take a look at 5 announcement highlights plus key resources so you can catch up on all that Microsoft has closed. As usual, we'll also cover a few related items and the always fun teasers looking into next month, one that includes an Intrazone exclusive, so stay tuned to the teaser section. This podcast is your 30-minute pit stop to stay ahead of the ever-curving Microsoft 365 roadmap. All right, pump your brakes, pull into the pit stop, time to get informed about all the tech and tech news that rolled out in November 2024. Where we start is where we always start, with employee engagement, that one-to-many broad strokes of being able to reach everybody and anybody that both will listen and who you can reach, making it easier for you to reach and inform, which is where we're going to start. This first one is Microsoft Viva Engage. There are some new features for the Microsoft 365 Copilot adoption community. This one has a lot of value and a little bit of complexity if you just unpack the title by itself. And we'll make sure that you understand everything that it brings, because it's a really nice, rich offering, one that can pay forward and be of value month over month. This is a Viva Engage adoption community, as it sounds, that we help you establish and you use to share updates and insights about Microsoft 365 Copilot and how it is that your company can take advantage of it. As a Microsoft 365 admin, you will have access to new suggested content covering timely Copilot updates and best practices, and the ability to easily upload documents and leverage AI to generate Q&A pairs using the Answers Intelligent Importer. To share a little of the foundational element that really has been available for a little bit, as of August 2024, you can now enable a new type of community, a community within Viva Engage, specifically built to facilitate the rollout and adoption of Copilot within your organization, within where your people are talking and sharing. You just establish a place within Microsoft 365 tenant where people can ask questions, seek support from both their peers and IT admins, share best practices, and learn from more articles and quick tips on how best to use Copilot. So, with this established, every month, there will be new suggested content to highlight new end-user features in Copilot. This is crafted from the monthly Copilot emails that are sent to the licensed users for customers that have opted into Microsoft Direct to end-user emails. There's also pre-curated content that can be leveraged by community admins to better prepare, plan, train, and roll out Copilot features to end users. So as you learn more about Copilot, this makes it easier and more functional to actually distribute that information and to engage. It is a fully functional, dynamic, engaged community, purpose-built to help you and everyone who has been enabled with Copilot capabilities to better understand what you have, what's coming, and of course the how-to with two-way engagement. So when people have questions or comments, that you can have that be a rich dialogue within your company with help from Microsoft about all the new features and how to best take advantage of it from an adoption perspective. All right, next is Copilot Pages. This is a first step in our new design system for knowledge work. Copilot Pages is a dynamic, persistent canvas within Copilot Chat, also known as BizChat, designed for multi-purpose and multi-person collaboration to turn insightful Copilot responses when you're in the research and discovery mode into something that's more durable, with a side-by-side page that you can view and edit, and when ready, share with your team to collaborate to better organize some of the more complex discovery of information. You can return to a page at any time by clicking the link in chat or the open page icon at the top of the associated Copilot session that you're chatting in. Additionally, users can view all of their pages in a new Pages module within the Microsoft365.com experience, where you can also collaborate with others. Effectively, once you establish a page, there are many ways and many entry points for you and other people that you're working with. There are created pages. They're stored in a personal, user-owned SharePoint embedded container. The container is a lifetime managed with the user account. So like OneDrive, the container and its contents adhere to both user activity and IT management policies for things like use, retention, deletion, etc. To get started, I would encourage you to try out the new app and the new Pages module. So to do that, go to either Business Chat, aka BizChat. You just type in www.microsoft365.com/chat. And if you want to dive right into the Pages module to see all of your pages, or once you've created more than one, go to Microsoft365.com/pages. There's a lot of great information that I'm going to have in the blog, including Maya Rodrig's Ignite 2024 demo. I'll have a link that will take you right to the Copilot's Pages demo. And essentially, that's the 101 of Copilot and how they work within the Copilot user experience, the chat experience. Okay, so that is the 101 of what Copilot Pages are and how they work within the Copilot user interface. I want to take a moment and share some audio from my peer, Maya Rodrig, who is a principal GPM on the Microsoft Loop team, aka hint, 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 the app and platform that powers Copilot Pages, as she walks through how the design of Copilot Pages alongside Business Chat and details about what you can do with Copilot Pages, plus insights into common use cases and scenarios. With that, here is Maya discussing Copilot Pages from the recent Microsoft Ignite 2024 event.
BizChat is great for both those unbounded explorations of any topic of interest, as well as those more targeted exchanges with Copilot to answer questions and complete simple tasks, all based on up-to-date information from the web and your organization's data. As LLMs are getting better and better, we're seeing more prompts where people are trying to create with Copilot. They may want to create a blog post for their feature or product launch, like many of us did right before Ignite. Or they may want to write a weekly status update for their project, or create a data analysis that combines both internal and external data. In all of these cases, they want to easily collect some of the responses from the chat and create a durable artifact with Copilot. They want to directly edit Copilot's output. They want to be able to continue to refine the content with Copilot. And then they want to be able to share it and collaborate with their teammates. Copilot Pages are that new AI artifact that's tailored for human to AI to human collaboration right in the flow of your work. So what can you do with Copilot Pages? There are 3 key things. First, Copilot Pages allow you to start with an intent, your goal, in BizChat, and then co-create, edit, and refine a durable artifact with Copilot to help you achieve that intent. Second, Copilot Pages support multiplayer collaboration between you, Copilot, and your team when you choose to share them with your teammates. And lastly, Copilot Pages are persisted in storage outside of the chat, so you can recall, share, and reuse them across the Microsoft 365 ecosystem. Now, I'd like to share with you some common use cases of Pages and examples of how we've been using them on my team. Pages are great for collaboration and communication. For example, the PMs on my team have started to draft their feature specs in BizChat. They collaborate on a page with their feature crew and with Copilot, and Copilot helps them compose user scenarios, find relevant data to justify the feature, and to do a compete analysis. And when they're ready, they can share that page with their stakeholders in marketing and in legal to get their input as well. Pages can also be used to easily create content with Copilot. Last month, I onboarded a new team member. Copilot helped me compile company policy information, useful contacts, information on current projects, and an onboarding checklist right on a page. And this page ended up being extremely useful for our new hire. And I plan to reuse that page and update it before our interns arrive in the summer. Pages are also great for task management and organization. If you're working on a project, you can ask Copilot for the latest from your manager and then have Copilot just turn that into a task list right on a page. And lastly, Pages can also help you solve problems. My team and I had been struggling on how to update our planning process to handle all the frequent incoming requests and new priorities. We created a page to brainstorm solutions with Copilot, and we were able to leverage best practices both from within Microsoft and the industry to help improve our process. As you can see, Pages are transforming the way we work and saving us a ton of time.
There you go. You are up to speed on all things Pages in the world of Copilot. It's important to know what they are and how they support your knowledge expansion from the individual out to a team in a more durable fashion. Which brings us to teamwork. And we are going to start with a really great feature that's coming to the SharePoint document library experience. That is, giving you the ability to add approvals to any document library. This capability started in Microsoft Lists. You heard it here on a previous Roadmap Pit Stop. And since document libraries are built on the List platform, you can now establish simple review and approval business flows from the Automate drop-down menu from the command bar in, you guessed it, SharePoint document libraries in Microsoft 365 that will then eventually take you and the process and the other people that you deem as the reviewers into the Microsoft Teams Approvals app. After approvals are enabled, a user can create a file and submit it for approval by creating an approval request and specifying the approver. The request will appear in the Approvals app in Microsoft Teams and then can be approved directly in the library in SharePoint. Once approved, the file metadata is updated and we move down the line. And of course, if something is rejected, it would reflect that as well. One note, when you're editing files, any in-flight approvals will be canceled if changes are saved. To discourage edits of in-progress approvals, files will open in view-only mode in Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint for the web, and the same Windows desktop applications will show that the document is marked as final. Another note, if you disable approvals, they will hide the relevant columns. In-progress approvals will still be actionable in Teams, and at any time you can manually add the approvals column back into the view of your document library. My name is Mark Cashman, and I approvals of this message. Let us now move into related items. One that was a pretty big item that we've been talking about for a little while now because the rollout process certainly goes through lots of what we call rings of release. And they're in a pretty major milestone now. That is the Microsoft Teams new chat and channels experience. This is a new streamlined chat and channels experience that makes it easier to stay on top of what matters most and to help you organize your digital workspace so that you can catch up on chat, other channels and teams all in one place with the ability to create custom sections to organize your conversations by topics, use filters to help you triage your messages, and more. This is an area where the Teams team has been all open ears and open mind with your feedback, with the pace of change and challenges that you come across around managing and navigating all of your conversations, which means there are messages scattered across various different locations, and triaging them has been a challenge in the past as things have grown within the Teams world. So they wanted to give you the opportunity and the capabilities to be able to triage much more quickly within control of how you like to organize. aka a streamlined chat and channels experience in Teams, right where it matters most. If you haven't tried this yet, there are things that you can now see where you can use filters like seeing all of your unread chats and channel conversations. You can click on to just see chats and channels. You can click in to see just meetings. I think one of the more powerful things is the new @mention view, which gathers all of your personal @mentions anytime you've been @mentioned into one interactive list where you can quickly go from each conversation where you've been @mentioned all within one click. And as you click into each conversation, it just opens up a pane on the right instead of jumping you in and out of these different conversations. It really is a great way to quickly triage any time that somebody's @mentioned you, and you can plow through those pretty quickly in one view. There's a lot of resources I'm going to point you to so that you can go read what's the latest, greatest, some tips and tricks, and one of the particular videos that our team helped with so you can meet the people behind and understand both the design of why they made this new change and how you can best take advantage of it. Our next item stays with the Teams team, and this is a new calendar experience. This is alongside the new Meet app in Teams. The new calendar app provides a single, modern, intelligent, and coherent calendar for both Microsoft Teams and Outlook. This new opt-in experience will be available in Teams, allowing users to toggle to the new calendar interface relevant to Teams on Windows and Mac desktops. So if you're ready to toggle to try the new calendar, I highly encourage it. Just go to the calendar app in Teams and select the new calendar toggle in the upper right of the calendar, and instantly you will see, in my humble opinion, a much better calendaring experience within Teams. And if you're a regular or have been a regular Outlook user, you will see that it is becoming effectively a very common, similar calendaring experience. It's, of course, the same meeting information, but you get that same user interface. So you're going to see a new capability to meet now and join with ID, and some new features such as filters, month view, split view, customizable timescales, saved views, sharing options, printing capabilities, and personalized calendar settings. There's also a really nice peek view experience to peek at a meeting and all its artifacts directly from the calendar, including a recap of completed meetings. It's a really nice calendar upgrade in Teams that feels like your real Outlook calendar, again, in Teams. And it also has that nice pop-up experience, so you can right-click the calendar icon to pop out the calendar for your multi-windows, multitasking magnificence. That's really helpful from a calendar perspective. Open it up, park it to the side, and you always will have it there for reference. And you can do your chats and channels and other things you do in Teams without feeling like you're having to change and switch. It'll just be right there for you. All right, next is a little bit of a turn to the left, but an important one, especially when you consider some of the foundational things that we are doing in the cloud and how we pass that along for people who are still doing some important work on premises or in a hybrid configuration. And that is Windows Server 2025 is now generally available. I'm just going to talk briefly about this. I'm not a deep Windows expert, but it is something, this new instance of Windows Server, that builds on our broader mission to deliver a secure and high-performance Windows Server platform tailored to meet diverse business needs. With Windows Server 2025, it gives you advanced security, improved performance, and cloud agility. This release will enable IT administrators to deploy apps in any environment, whether on-premises, hybrid environments, or in the cloud, all designed to safeguard your data and infrastructure. Windows Server 2025 also offers advanced multi-layered security, modern hybrid cloud capabilities, and the ability to handle the most demanding workloads, including AI and machine learning. I will point to a nice depth blog and video so you can learn more, and don't just take it from me. There's a lot of details about features like hot patching, next generation Active Directory, easier onboarding to Azure Arc for hybrid and multi-cloud management, and a simplified upgrade process. It's a treat for me to be able to signal and share the general availability of another team's work, because there's a lot of effort that goes into getting to that state, going through the design stages, testing and configuration options to finally offer a new, stable, performant platform in this era where cybersecurity is of utmost importance. So kudos to the Windows Server team, and certainly if that resonates with you of something you need to look more further into, there's a lot of material for you to do that now, especially that they've reached the GA milestone. All right, that is the summary of what shipped in November 2024 for SharePoint and related technology. And yes, Windows Server 2025 is related to SharePoint at some point. If you're on-prem, you're going to put SharePoint on that server platform. All right, so let us shift the pod discussion to talk about what was disclosed in November 2024, aka what did Microsoft signal about what's to come? Which brings us to talk about 5 Microsoft Ignite highlights. And I'll mention a couple of important resources where you can review all 5 and more, like a lot more. But let's start with number 1, agents in SharePoint. There's a great article by my commander-in-chief within my realm, Adam Harmitz. And with agents in SharePoint, it really is a turn for SharePoint sites and documents where you can convert that information into scoped agents that are subject matter experts for you and your business needs, however you want to share that information. Agents in SharePoint empower everyone to quickly surface insights, scale expertise, and make informed decisions, especially in SharePoint, but also that you can bring those agents into Teams conversations. It's like adding a very specific bot, an agent, to your chat that has been scoped to be able to return and inform on a very discrete, very distinct set of content. Number 2, sticking with Copilot, Copilot Analytics was announced. There's a great article by my peer, Sunita Katari, and this provides business impact measurement ranging from out-of-the-box experiences for leaders to customizable reporting for deeper analysis. Copilot Analytics is part of the Copilot control system, which offers data protection, management controls, and reporting to enable IT to confidently adopt and measure the business value of Copilot and agents, including the aforementioned agents in SharePoint. Great way to be able to see the business impact using Copilot Analytics. Next was an announcement from a licensing perspective, and this was put out through a blog by my old manager, Seth Patton. And this is that SharePoint Advanced Management is coming as a part of Microsoft 365 Copilot. So you get more from your Copilot investment. We announced Microsoft 365 Copilot will now include SharePoint Advanced Management capabilities, delivering built-in content governance reports and controls to rapidly accelerate Copilot deployments and automate oversight at scale. These reports and controls will deliver powerful insights to help identify and mitigate oversharing and content sprawl, which are critical for maintaining data integrity and access governance. So it's a really nice part of your Microsoft 365 Copilot, expanding, adding a lot of governance capabilities that happen to come from the SharePoint land, SharePoint Advanced Management, because that's where a lot of your content is stored in Microsoft 365. Announcement highlight number 4, again, taking another left turn. This is the Windows 365 link. There's a great article and a new product page article by Anthony Smith. This is a simple, secure, fanless, purpose-built device for Windows 365, so you can work securely in a familiar Windows desktop in the Microsoft cloud with responsive, high-fidelity experiences. Currently, Windows 365 Link is in preview and will become generally available for purchase in select markets in April 2025 at an MSRP of $349. Pretty good deal. It's a really nice form factor. It will take seconds to boot. It instantly wakes up from sleep and offers you local processing for things like Microsoft Teams meetings and WebEx by Cisco. This device will not have or hold any local data, local apps, or adminless users, and corporate data will stay protected within the Microsoft cloud. You might say it's a win-win Windows 365 Link situation, and I think we'll leave it right there. Lots more to read, really exciting, very well engaged announcement from what I saw. People were pretty excited about it. Really nice form factor. Check it out. Number 5 announcement that I'm going to highlight from Microsoft Ignite 2024 is that Viva Engage storyline feature is now coming to Microsoft Teams. This is a really great article and announcement by Murali Sitaram. It enables the creation, sharing, and discovery of content with others in your organization, fostering collaboration and connection through personalized content and experience. The storyline integration coming into the Microsoft Teams empowers you to follow updates and notifications from leadership, discovering content of your peers, and to contribute your own ideas and perspectives while staying in the flow of work in Teams. So it's kind of like a new content type for communication. If you have been using Storyline in Viva Engage, it's that same feature coming closer to home where you can create a new story in your storyline in Microsoft Teams. But it's also just a quick burst of how you might want to share a photo from an event or a thought that you had, or to maybe query people with a quick Q&A. It's a really nice feature. There's a lot of great material on how to use it. And of course, there's a lot of new content to show you what it looks like coming into Microsoft Teams. All right, I said there was going to be 5 highlights from Microsoft Ignite 2024, but I couldn't help it. There was a post-Ignite insight that came from the Office Media Group, which again is one of my favorite acronyms here at Microsoft, if that's what they still call themselves, OMG, Office Media Group. And this came just about a week after Ignite, but as part of the Ignite disclosures, this is a bonus for you at the very end. This is Microsoft Stream plus Clipchamp equals Clipchamp. So let's start with the branding FAQ that they posted at the bottom of this new article. And this is an FAQ that's lifted verbatim from that announcement blog. The question, what will be the outcome from the standalone Stream brand? And the answer from the FAQ, this unification reflects Microsoft investing even more in video by delivering a unified experience under the Clipchamp brand, eliminating friction and promoting seamless platform integration. By leveraging the Stream features into a comprehensive video experience within Clipchamp, users can now enjoy a simplified and streamlined video content creation process. Again, Stream plus Clipchamp equals Clipchamp. So the team is spearheading basically a new cohesive Microsoft video experience by evolving Clipchamp, bringing in Stream into a single streamlined video solution that harnesses the strength and usage of both platforms. The integration also brings a little bit of a closer alignment to the benefits of OneDrive and SharePoint, which has been for a while now the platform of Stream and where your content lives. And it will give you a deepened integration for video components beyond just sharing and putting out your content, but how you might create and evolve a lot of your video messages on the SharePoint content platform. So they will still be stored in SharePoint, Teams, and OneDrive from where you start them, like a document, like a presentation, or a spreadsheet. And it will maintain that familiar experience for doing things like sharing, searching, and commenting across all Microsoft 365 apps. Again, the value of having your content stored in SharePoint means there's a lot of benefits, especially when it comes to a video file. And then on top of that, you add the creative power of Clipchamp. We aim to provide a more robust and versatile video solution to enhance the user experience and your productivity. So when you open up a file from OneDrive and SharePoint into Clipchamp, do what you want to do to add all of your creativity. It's basically once you're done and you output that, it's keeping it within your environment, giving you those real great creative video editing tools on top of that content platform. Again, another great article to read a little bit more about the news and the direction that the team is going, and to learn about who's who and what's what. Now, to round out a little bit of what Microsoft Ignite 2024 brought, not only these 5 highlights and the bonus of what the Stream and Clipchamp team are doing, I want to just highlight 2 good FYI resources if you want to read and learn more. And when I say more, I want to put quotes around more. There's a lot more that came out of Ignite 2024 across all teams at Microsoft, the app and services portfolio is pretty broad, and a lot of teams took that milestone to share a lot of what it is that they have planned. So there's more information from the Azure team, from the Power Platform team, for developers. There's a ton of news. And one of the great resources that they always put out from our PR team is the Microsoft Ignite 2024 Book of News. You can easily find this by searching by just typing in Ignite Book of News, or I'll have a link in the show notes and within the corresponding blog, because I think it's one of the best resources to navigate what was all this news, with links to then go learn about things that really trigger you to learn more. Now, one of the things that I'm biased about that I put together before Ignite was effectively an event guide to focus on the content and communication side of Teams, SharePoint, and OneDrive. These were really the sessions that were going to be at Ignite, and now they are now all available on demand. So I converted the event guide, which is pretty easy to find, but again, I'll put a link in the show notes and in the blog so that you can find this now updated blog that has all of the sessions. There are about 13 that we isolated just from a content and communications perspective. They're all viewable, playable, on demand within the blog. And I also pulled in about 35 of the related blogs that are the deeper reading per all of the different announcements. And I know that's a lot of blogs, but depending on how granular you want to get and how much information that you want to take in about a certain topic or feature or announcement, it is there. This now on-demand form of the blog gives you all the things that you want to review as you scroll, watch what you want to watch, read what you want to read, move on, and hopefully the little benefit of having pulled in some of that into a more consolidated view. If you are a listener of the Interzone, I hope I took that to heart to give you a little bit more of a narrower view of what I think you would have been interested in from what we normally cover on the Interzone, SharePoint and related technology. All right, that is Microsoft Ignite 2024 in a nutshell. Pretty small nutshell when you really start to unpack it all, but hopefully that gives you a highlight of some of the things that our team and other teams shared during mid-November. Which brings us to look at December 2024 teasers. It is time to move into the near future, one that starts today because we're releasing this episode at the beginning of December. But looking at some of the new releases, I can predict with high certainty something, maybe two, maybe three things that are just around the corner of our calendars. Here are some teasers for what's coming in December 2024. Teaser number one, Microsoft Loop is introducing a new personal Loop workspace. This is a user-owned SharePoint embedded container promoting governance, lifecycle management, and compliance processes for, you guessed it, .loop content, similar to how you would experience and manage OneDrive. Teaser number two, Microsoft Syntex pay-as-you-go service, simple document processing pre-built model. This is used to detect the primary language of the file, key value pairs, tables, selection marks, and barcodes, and populate all that information that it pulls out from the document into new library metadata columns. All right, those are two teasers, but this is where your exclusive content comes in, because on the Interzone we have a bonus teaser number 3. And it is about a SharePoint event that we soft launched during Ignite, but didn't make a whole lot of fuss about beyond if you were at the event in a particular session. So I thought if you made it this far into the Roadmap Pit Stop episode of November 2024, that I would drop an Intrazone exclusive. You're not going to find this anywhere, at least for not a couple of weeks until Jeff Teeper puts out a promotional blog. It is a simple aka.ms link that I have for you. It's live now, and I want you to get it so that you can see what it is the SharePoint team is planning for January 2025 as a SharePoint event. It is the SharePoint event page. So, are you ready? Type in aka.ms/SharePoint event. That's it. Type it into any browser and discover a sense of what the SharePoint team is brewing to share with you later in January 2025. It'll give you time to review what it is that the team is up to share at that event, to make plans to register and attend, and my ask is if you would share it with your peers, partners, customers, and friends. Again, this is an Intrazone listener exclusive. Visit aka.ms/SharePoint event to learn more. You heard it here first. All right, that's it with this month's Peek Ahead. We'll share more details and other updates within the SharePoint Roadmap Pit Stop December 2024 edition, next month. To close out, we have added a lot of Learn More links, especially when it comes to some of those Microsoft Ignite 2024 announcements, and of course per feature that we covered here on this episode, plus a list of important resources in the show notes and in the corresponding blog post on the Microsoft Tech community published to the SharePoint community blog. I hope you've enjoyed this Roadmap Pit Stop. It is time to relax knowing that you are all caught up. If anything still leaves you scratching your head with open questions or concerns, please send us your thoughts and comments to theintrazone@microsoft.com. We are here to put our and your best change management foot forward. Thank you for taking that step with us into the cloud month after month. This is Mark Cashman saying you've been ignited on the roadmap ahead.